Reborn as the dragon Tamer. Part I, Ashes of a New World. Prologue, The Weight of an Ordinary Life. Ethan Vale had always believed his life would amount to something. Not something grand, not legendary, just meaningful. But at 32, sitting alone in his car under a flickering streetlight, he couldn't even convince himself of that anymore. Rain slid down the windshield in uneven streaks, distorting the world into something softer, almost dreamlike. His phone buzzed in the passenger seat, another email, probably work, or a bill, or something else demanding time he didn't feel like he had. He didn't check it. Instead, he leaned back, staring at the ceiling of the car. Is this it? No answer came. There never was one. With a quiet sigh, he started the engine and pulled onto the empty road. That was when the headlights appeared. Too fast. Too close. A blinding white. Metal screamed. Glass shattered. And then, nothing. Chapter 1, A Voice Beyond Death. There was no pain. That was the first thing Ethan noticed. The second was that he was aware. Not floating, not dreaming. Just there. A vast, endless darkness stretched in every direction, but it didn't feel empty. It felt watching. Then came the voice. You died without purpose, yet not without resolve. It wasn't loud, it didn't echo, but it filled everything. Ethan tried to speak. What? No sound came out. You endured a life without recognition, without power, without choice. The voice paused, as if studying him. But you did not break. Something stirred inside Ethan. A flicker of defiance. So what, he thought, that's it, I just die. Silence lingered. Then, you will be given a world where will is strength. Something shifted. You will be given power. A burning sensation spread through where his body should have been. And you will be given a choice. The darkness split open. Rise, Dragon Tamer. Chapter 2, Fire in the Sky. Ethan hit the ground hard. Air rushed into his lungs in a violent gasp, as sensation returned all at once. Heat, wind, the rough scrape of ash beneath his fingers. He coughed, rolling onto his side. The sky above him burned. Not metaphorically. It was literally crimson, streaked with black clouds that pulsed like veins through a dying heart. What is this place? He pushed himself upright. His body felt wrong. Stronger. Lighter. Alive in a way that was almost overwhelming. He looked down. Leather armor, worn but functional. A sword at his hip. And on his left wrist. A mark. A sigil shaped like a dragon coiled around itself. It pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat. Then, a roar tore through the sky. Ethan froze. It wasn't just loud. It was ancient. Primal. The kind of sound that made something deep in your brain scream you are prey. Slowly, he looked up. And saw it. A dragon descended through the clouds. Its wings stretched impossibly wide, each beat sending shockwaves through the air. Its scales shimmered like molten metal, glowing faintly with internal fire. Its eyes locked onto him. Ethan's instincts screamed at him to run. His legs didn't move. The sigil on his wrist burned. The dragon landed. The impact shattered the ground around them. Ash and dust exploded outward. Ethan braced himself. This is it, he thought. I just got here and I'm already dead. The dragon lowered its head. Closer. Closer. Until one massive eye filled his entire vision. Seconds passed. Then, a voice echoed in his mind. Strain. Ethan flinched. The voice wasn't heard. It was felt. You are not afraid. Ethan swallowed. I just can't move. A pause. Then, the dragon's gaze softened. Interesting. The sigil on his arm flared. Heat surged through his body. And suddenly, he understood. Not words, not language, but meaning, connection. The dragon spoke again. You are mine, and I am yours. Chapter 3, The First Bond. The moment the bond formed, Ethan felt it. A second heartbeat. Not in his chest. Somewhere deeper. Stronger. The dragon pulled back slightly, studying him. You may call me Lyra. Ethan blinked. You're talking to me. You're speaking to me. Right. He took a shaky breath. I'm Ethan. A pause. Ethan. The way she said his name felt deliberate, like she was carving it into memory. He looked at her more closely now. Up close, Lyra was even more overwhelming. Her scales weren't just red, they shimmered with shifting hues of gold and ember. Heat radiated from her in waves, but it didn't burn him. It felt right. What just happened? He asked. Lyra tilted her head. We are bound. That doesn't really explain anything. It explains everything. Ethan sighed. Great cryptic dragon. A low rumble escaped her, something between a growl and amusement. Then her tone shifted. Serious? This should not be possible. Ethan frowned. What should? A bond this strong, not instantly, not without trial. Is that bad? Lyra's gaze sharpened. It means you are not normal. Ethan let out a quiet laugh. Yeah, I'm starting to get that. Chapter 4, Learning the World. The next few days were a blur. Ethan learned quickly, because he had to. This world was called Ethros. And it was brutal. There were no peaceful villages waiting to welcome him. No helpful guides. Only scattered ruins, wild lands, and creatures that saw him as food. Lyra explained what she could. Dragons were apex beings, rare, powerful, and mostly independent. Dragon tamers were nearly extinct. Most humans feared dragons or worshipped them. And me? Ethan asked one night as they rested near a ruined stone structure. Lyra studied him carefully. You are something new. Great, that sounds dangerous. It is. Ethan leaned back against the cold stone, staring at the sky. Do I at least get to be strong? Lyra's eyes glowed faintly. You already are. Chapter 5, The First Battle. It happened faster than Ethan expected. One moment, they were traveling. The next, something attacked. A massive beast burst from the ground, all claws and bone-plated armor. Ethan barely had time to react. Move, Lyra's voice snapped in his mind. His body moved before he could think. He dodged, rolling across the ground as the creature's claws tore through where he'd been standing. What is that? Does it matter? Fight. The sigil burned. Power surged through him. Not overwhelming. Not uncontrollable. Just there. Waiting. Ethan grabbed his sword. Okay, he muttered. Let's see what I can do. The beast lunged again. This time, Ethan didn't run. He stepped forward. And struck. Chapter 6, Awakening Power. The blade connected. And something impossible happened. Flames erupted from the strike. Not from the sword. From him. The creature roared in pain, staggering back. Ethan stared at his hands. I did that. We did. Lyra's voice was calm, but there was pride in it. The beast charged again. Ethan grinned. All right, he said. Round 2. This time, he didn't hesitate. Chapter 7, A New Path Begins. By the time the fight ended, the ground was scorched. The creature lay still. Ethan stood over it, breathing hard, but alive. Stronger. Different. He looked down at his hands again. I can get used to this. Lyra approached, lowering her head slightly. That was only the beginning. Ethan smiled. Good. He looked out over the horizon, endless, dangerous, unknown. Because I'm not stopping here. Far away, unseen by him. Something stirred in the darkness. Watching. Waiting. Reborn as the dragon tamer. Part II, the system of evolution. Chapter 8, the world beyond Ash. Ethan and Lyra didn't stay in the wastelands forever. Eventually, survival demanded more than strength. It required knowledge. And civilization. They found it at the edge of a vast valley, where stone walls rose high and banners snapped in the wind. A city. Alive. Crowded. Dangerous in a different way. Ethan stood at the hill overlooking it. So this is where things get complicated. Lyra's voice echoed in his mind. Humans are always more complicated than monsters. Ethan smirked. Good, I was getting bored. But as they approached, Lyra stopped. I will not enter. Ethan frowned. What? Dragons are not welcome in cities. Right, of course they are. A pause. Then she added. But I will always be with you. The bond pulsed. Ethan nodded. Got it. And with that, he walked into his new life. Chapter 9, the hidden power awakens. The moment Ethan passed through the city gates, something changed. The sigil on his arm burned hotter than ever before. He staggered slightly. What is? A voice, different from Lyra, echoed in his mind. Cold. Precise. Unfeeling. System initializing. Dragon sovereign evolution path detected. Compatibility confirmed. Ethan froze. System. Welcome, host, Ethan Vale. You have unlocked the evolution system. You've got to be kidding me. This system exists to guide your ascension. Objective, evolution beyond mortal limits. Lyra's voice cut in sharp. What is that? I don't know, Ethan admitted. But I think it's mine. Chapter 10, First Quest. The system flickered again. New quest available. Quest name, establish your foundation. Objective, register as a dragon tamer in the city of Valoris. Reward, basic system unlock plus skill acquisition. Failure, progress stagnation. Ethan blinked. So I have to do this. It is guiding you, Lyra said, or controlling you. Let's hope it's the first one. He looked toward the heart of the city. Guess I'm joining society. Chapter 11, the Guild of Tamers. The Dragon Tamer Guild stood at the center of Valoris. Massive. Imposing. Guarded. Inside, the air was thick with tension. Tamers. Real ones. Men and women clad in armor, some with visible dragon marks, others with faint glowing sigils like his. Ethan stepped forward. I'm here to register. The clerk barely looked up. Name. Ethan. Dragon. Complicated. That got her attention. She glanced up. Show me. Ethan hesitated. Then focused. The bond with Lyra pulsed. And heat flickered around him. A faint projection of her form shimmered behind him. The entire room went silent. Someone whispered. That's not possible. The clerk stood. You'll be tested. Chapter 12, Trial by Fire. The test was simple. Fight. Ethan stood in the arena, facing another tamer. A veteran. Confident. Smirking. This your first day? The man asked. Pretty much. Try not to die. Ethan grinned. No promises. The signal was given. The man attacked first. Vast. Precise. Experienced. But Ethan was something else. The system pulsed. Combat analysis activated. Time didn't slow, but his perception sharpened. Every movement became clear. Every opening obvious. Ethan moved, dodged, countered. Flames surged from his strike, and the fight ended in seconds. Silence filled the arena. Chapter 13. The system evolves. That night, the system activated again. Quest complete. Establish your foundation. Rewards granted. Skill unlocked. Flame manipulation eye. Skill unlocked. Dragon sense. System feature unlocked. Evolution tree. Ethan sat upright. Evolution tree. A new interface appeared in his mind. Branches. Paths. Power. At the top. A locked node. Dark. Massive. Unreachable. Hidden evolution path detected. Requirement unknown. Lyra's voice was quiet. That feels ancient. Ethan nodded. Yeah. And I think I'm supposed to reach it. Chapter 14. Whispers of the North. As Ethan grew stronger, rumors spread. About him. But also about something else. A man in the north. A destroyer. Cities vanishing overnight. No survivors. Ethan heard it in taverns. Guild halls. Whispers in the streets. Void dragon. Nothing left behind. Not human. Lyra's tone darkened. That power, I remember it. Ethan frowned. Is it bad? A long pause. It is not meant to exist. Chapter 15. The second quest. The system activated again. More intense this time. Special quest triggered. Quest name, Trial of Growth. Objective, defeat a ranked beast alone. Reward, Evolution Progress Plus. Hidden reward condition, met upon exceptional performance. Ethan smiled. Now we're talking. Chapter 16. The Abyssal Beast. The target was deep in the forest. A massive creature. Corrupted. Stronger than anything Ethan had faced. All right, he muttered, gripping his sword. Let's test this system. The fight was brutal. Long. Relentless. Ethan was pushed further than ever before. Injured. Exhausted. But he didn't stop. Wouldn't stop. Because something inside him refused to lose. With one final strike, the beast fell. Chapter 17. The Hidden Reward. Ethan collapsed to one knee, breathing hard. Please tell me that counted. The system responded instantly. Quest complete. Trial of Growth. Performance evaluation. Exceptional. Ethan blinked. Wait. Hidden condition met. Unlocking special reward. The world seemed to go quiet. Even Lyra was still. Item acquired. A small object materialized in Ethan's hand. Warm. Pulsing. Alive. He looked down. And froze. An egg. Chapter 18. The God Within. The egg was unlike anything he had ever seen. Black but not empty. Gold veins pulsed across its surface like living light. It radiated power. Not like Lyra's fire. Something deeper. Older. Lyra's voice trembled. Ethan. Yeah. That is not a normal dragon. The system confirmed it. Item identified. Name, primordial dragon egg. Status, dormant. Classification, divine entity sealed. Ethan swallowed. Divine. Condition for hatching, unknown. Evolution requirement, continue growth path. Lyra spoke softly. If that hatches. Ethan finished the thought. Everything changes. Chapter 19. A storm approaches. Far to the north. Kale stood atop a ruined city. The void dragon behind him pulsed with dark energy. He looked toward the horizon. Toward Ethan. And smiled. So, he whispered, you've started growing. His eyes gleamed. Good. Because I'm not stopping either. Chapter 20, The Path Forward. Ethan returned to Valorous changed. Stronger. Different. Carrying something the world was not ready for. He looked at the egg in his hands. Guess I've got a long road ahead. Lyra's voice was steady now. And I will walk it with you. The system pulsed one more time. Next phase, evolution continues. Ethan smiled. Yeah. Let's break this world. Reborn as the dragon Tamer. Part III, Twin Dragons of Fate. Chapter 21, The Pulse of Chain. The egg didn't wait long. Ethan felt it before he saw it. A steady pulse, like a heartbeat that didn't belong to him, or Lyra. Stronger than before. Faster. More urgent. He sat upright in his room at the guild quarters, staring at the blackened gold egg resting on the table. It's going to hatch. Lyra's voice was tense. Not yet, something is building. The air grew colder. Then hotter. Then, both at once. The egg cracked. Chapter 22, A Fracture in Reality. The crack spread instantly across the shell. Golden light burst through the seams. But instead of breaking apart, the egg split in two. Perfectly. Cleanly. Ethan froze. Wait. That's not how eggs work. The system activated immediately. Warning, divine event DTCTD. Anomaly detected, dual emergence. Dual. The two halves of the egg began to glow differently. One radiated a deep, calm blue. Cold. Silent. Controlled. The other exploded with wild golden energy. Chaotic. Bright. Overflowing. Lyra whispered. Twins. Chapter 23, Birth of the First Twin. The blue half opened first. Slowly. Deliberately. From within emerged a small dragon. Sleek. Elegant. Its scales shimmered like frozen starlight. Eyes sharp, focused. Ancient. It stepped forward, wings folding neatly at its sides. Then it looked directly at Ethan. And spoke. Not in confusion. Not in fear. But with clarity. You are the one I am bound to. Ethan blinked. Yeah. The dragon bowed its head slightly. Then I will serve. Lyra murmured. That one is dangerous. Chapter 24, Birth of the Second Twin. Before Ethan could respond, the golden half exploded. Light flooded the room. Energy surged wildly. And something crashed into Ethan's chest. WIH. He stumbled backward as a tiny golden dragon clung to his face. HI. Ethan froze. What? The little dragon's eyes sparkled. You're huge. I'm normal-sized. No, you're not, you're giant. The blue dragon closed its eyes. I apologize. Lyra actually sounded amused. This one is also dangerous. Chapter 25, The Twin Revelation. The system activated again. Divine bond established. Twin primordial dragons. Dragon 1. Name, unassigned. Type, Frost Sovereign Dragon. Personality, compose/strategic. Power level, high. Dragon 2. Name, unassigned. Type, Chaos Radiant Dragon. Personality, childlike/unstable. Power level, extremely high. Ethan stared. Wait. The child is stronger. Confirmed. The golden dragon puffed out its chest proudly. I'm the best. The blue dragon sighed. This will be difficult. Chapter 26, Names and Bonds. Ethan sat down slowly, trying to process everything. Okay, let's do this properly. He pointed to the blue dragon. You first. The dragon inclined its head. I await designation. You're calm, cold, calculated. Ethan thought for a moment. Vera. The dragon nodded. Accepted. Then Ethan turned to the golden chaos gremlin, still climbing his shoulder. And you. The tiny dragon beamed. Me. You're a lot. You're Solis. SOLIS, I love it. It immediately started flying in circles. Okay, great, I've adopted chaos. Chapter 27, The Evolution Trigger. The moment the names settled, the system surged violently. Major evolution condition met. Multiple dragon bonds established. Unlocking hybrid transformation ability. Ethan's body froze. Wait, what? Pain hit instantly. But not normal pain. Transformation. Power rewriting him. Lyra shouted. Ethan, hold it together. Vera's voice cut in. Stabilizing energy flow. Solis. This is awesome. Chapter 28, Ice Dragon Form. The world disappeared. Then, it returned. Different. Ethan stood. But not as a human. Massive wings stretched behind him. His body was covered in crystalline scales. Frost spread across the ground with every step. He exhaled, and the air froze. No way. The system confirmed it. Ability unlocked. Ice Dragon Transformation. Duration, 2 hours. Cooldown, 7 days. Type, Sovereign Hybrid Form. Lyra's voice was filled with awe. You've crossed a line no human should. Ethan looked at his reflection in a frozen surface. A dragon. A real one. This is insane. Chapter 29, Testing Power. Ethan moved. And vanished. The speed was unreal. He reappeared across the field instantly. Okay. He lifted a claw. Ice formed instantly, sharp, precise, deadly. Then he swung. A mountain in the distance. Froze solid. I need to be careful. Vera spoke calmly. Your control is acceptable. Solis yelled. Break more stuff. Lyra sighed. We are doomed. Chapter 30, The Limit. After what felt like minutes, the power vanished. Ethan collapsed back into human form, breathing hard. Okay. That's not something I can spam. Transformation ended. Cooldown initiated, 7 days. Vera nodded. A powerful but limited tool. Solis flopped onto Ethan's head. Again. Not for a week. Worst system ever. Chapter 31, A Growing Legend. Word spread fast. Too fast. A new Tamer. Multiple dragons. Unheard of power. And something else. A presence no one could explain. Ethan stood on a rooftop, overlooking the city. I'm becoming a problem, are I? Lyra answered simply. Yes. Chapter 32, The Villain Moves. Far to the north. Kale felt it. He stopped mid-step. The void dragon behind him stirred. That power. His smile widened. So you finally did something interesting. Dark energy surged around him. Good. Now I don't have to hold back. Chapter 33, Calm Before the Storm. Back in Valoris, Ethan sat with his 3 dragons. Lyra. Vera. Solis, currently upside down. This is my life now. Solis grinned. Best life. Vera added calmly. It will only become more difficult. Lyra. And more dangerous. Ethan smiled slightly. Good. He looked toward the horizon. Because I'm not done yet. Reborn as the Dragon Tamer. Part IV, Realm of Dragons. Chapter 34, The Call Beyond Worlds. It started with a whisper. Not from the system. Not from Lyra. Not even from the twins. Something older. Deeper. Ethan stood still as the air around him warped, space itself bending like glass under pressure. You guys feel that? Lyra's voice was low. Yes. Vera. A dimensional resonance. Solis. It's calling US. The sigil on Ethan's arm burned brighter than ever before. Then, the system activated. Special event triggered. Access granted. Dragon Realm. Condition: multiple sovereign bonds complete. Dragon Realm. You have been summoned. The world shattered. Chapter 35. Arrival in the Dragon Realm. Ethan landed on solid ground. But it didn't feel like Ethros. The air was heavier. Denser. Charged with raw energy. The sky shimmered in shifting colors. Gold, violet, deep blue, like reality itself was alive. And everywhere. Dragons. Massive ones. Ancient ones. Powerful beyond anything Ethan had seen. Every single one turned toward him. This might have been a mistake. Lyra's voice was tense. Stay calm. Solis waved. Hi everyone. We're dead, Ethan muttered. Chapter 36. Judgment of the Dragons. A colossal dragon descended. Larger than all the others. Its scales gleamed like polished obsidian, its eyes ancient beyond comprehension. When it spoke, the realm itself trembled. A human stands among us. Ethan stepped forward. Not just a human. The dragon stirred. Whispers spread like thunder. Multiple bonds. Impossible. Sovereign. The great dragon's gaze sharpened. Prove your worth. Chapter 37. Trial of Sovereignty. The challenge came instantly. 3 dragons stepped forward. Each one powerful. Each one deadly. Ethan exhaled slowly. Guess I don't have a choice. Lyra. You never do. Vera. We will assist. Solis. Let's win. Ethan smiled slightly. All right. The sigil burned. Power surged. And he transformed. Chapter 38. The battle that shook a realm. Ice spread across the battlefield instantly. Ethan moved like a storm. Precise. Overwhelming. Unstoppable. But this was Ethros. These dragons fought back. The battle was brutal. Every second pushed Ethan further. Beyond limits. Beyond control. Until something changed. Chapter 39. Beyond limits. Instead of running out, the power stabilized. Ethan felt it. The restriction. The limit. Breaking. Training condition met. Ice dragon form stabilizing. The system surged. Limitation removed. Cooldown removed. Duration unlimited while maintained. Ethan's eyes widened. No way. He roared. And the entire battlefield froze solid. The fight ended instantly. Chapter 40. Recognition. Silence filled the dragon realm. Then, the great dragon spoke. You have surpassed expectation. Ethan returned to human form, breathing steady. So I pass. A pause. Then, you ascend. Chapter 41. Dragons take human form. Something unexpected happened next. The dragons shifted. Their massive forms condensed. Shrinking. Refining. Until they stood as humans. Or something close to it. Lyra appeared first. Tall, elegant, red hair flowing like flame, eyes glowing faintly gold. Ethan blinked. Okay. I was not prepared for that. Vera appeared next. Silver blue hair, calm expression, cold, sharp eyes. This form is efficient. Solis appeared last. immediately tackling Ethan. Now a small girl with bright golden hair and glowing eyes. I'm human. You're still chaos. Yay. Lyra sighed. We are now capable of interacting more directly. Ethan rubbed his forehead. This is going to be complicated. Chapter 42, Rank of the Dragon Court. The great dragon shifted as well, taking the form of a regal figure cloaked in black. You will be granted status. Ethan frowned. As a human. As a sovereign, the realm reacted instantly. Shock, disbelief, respect. Title acquired, Dragon Sovereign of Ethros. Chapter 43, The Gate Between Worlds. The system activated again. New ability unlocked. Name, Realm Gate. Function, open portal between Ethros and Dragon Realm. Cost, high energy. Ethan stared, so I can just go back and forth. Confirmed. Lyra smiled faintly. You now belong to both worlds. Chapter 44, The New Form. The system wasn't done. Reward granted, new dragon form. Form name, Storm Dragon Form. Type, Lightning/Wind Hybrid. Duration, 2 hours. Cooldown, 7 days. Ethan smirked. So I get a second transformation, Solis cheered. More power, Vera nodded. Your growth is accelerating. Lyra's voice was quiet. Be careful. Chapter 45, Training begins. Time passed differently in the dragon realm. Days, weeks, maybe longer. Ethan trained constantly, mastering. His ice dragon form, now limitless. His control over multiple dragon energies. Coordination with Lyra, Vera, and Solis. He wasn't just strong anymore. He was evolving into something else, something greater. Chapter 46, A King in the Making. The dragons began to accept him, respect him, follow him not as a human, but as one of them, a rare thing, a dangerous thing. Chapter 47, The Storm Gathers. Back in Ethros, things were getting worse. Kale had begun moving again, faster, more violently. Entire regions fell, and now he had a target. Chapter 48, The Inevitable Clash. Ethan stood at the edge of the dragon realm, looking toward the portal. It's time. Lyra stood beside him, Vera behind, Solis clinging to his arm. You are ready, Lyra said. Ethan shook his head. No, he smiled slightly. But I'm going anyway. The portal opened. Power surged. And for the first time, Ethan stepped forward not as a survivor, not as a newcomer, but as something far greater. Eborn, as the dragon Tamer. Part V, War of Sovereigns. Chapter 49, Return of the Sovereign. The portal tore, opened the sky above Valoris. People looked up in fear. In awe. In disbelief. A figure stepped through. Not just a man anymore. A presence. Ethan landed softly, cloak shifting, power restrained, but barely. Behind him, Lyra, Vera, and Solis appeared in human form. The city went silent. He's different, someone whispered. Lyra spoke quietly. You are no longer hiding. Ethan nodded. No point anymore. Chapter 50, Allies of the Dragon Realm. Ethan hadn't returned alone, not truly. Though only his bonded dragons stood beside him, others had pledged quiet support. 3 in particular. 1, Karen the Wind Sovereign. A sharp-eyed woman, with silver-green hair and a constant smirk. Fast, unpredictable. She had challenged Ethan in the dragon realm, and lost. Barely. Now she followed him by choice. Don't slow me down, human, she had said. 2, Draxus, the Earth Tyrant. Massive, silent, unshakable. In human form. He looked like a towering warrior of stone and muscle. He respected strength, and Ethan had earned it. You stand, that is enough. 3, Seraphine, the Light Dragon. Calm, gentle, dangerous in a way no one expected. Golden hair, soft voice. But her power could erase armies. She watched Ethan with quiet curiosity. You may change everything. Back in Ethros, Ethan now had more than power. He had allies. Chapter 51, The War Begins. Kale didn't wait. The moment Ethan returned, the sky darkened. Void energy spread across the horizon like a living storm. Lyra's voice sharpened. He's here. Ethan exhaled slowly. Good. The ground trembled. Then, Kale appeared. Chapter 52, The Second Clash. Kale stood across from Ethan, calm as ever. But his eyes burned with something deeper now. You've changed, Kale said. Ethan nodded. So have you. The void dragon roared behind Kale. Stronger. Larger. More unstable. Kale smiled. Let's see which of us grew more. Chapter 53, Storm versus Void. The battle began instantly. Ethan didn't hold back. Storm dragon form, activated. Lightning exploded across the battlefield. Wind tore through the sky. Ethan moved like a living storm. Kale answered with void. Pure destruction. Space twisted. Energy collapsed. Reality fractured. Their clash shook the entire region. Chapter 54, The Turning Point. Kale was still dangerous. Still overwhelming. But this time, Ethan wasn't alone. Lyra's flames surged. Vera's ice locked down space. Soli's exploded with chaotic golden power. I'm helping. Kale staggered for the first time. So this is your strength. Ethan pressed forward. And I'm not done. Chapter 55, Breaking the Void. The final clash came fast. Storm. Fire. Ice. Chaos. All collided with the void. Ethan struck and shattered Kale's defense. The void dragon roared, then fell silent. Kale dropped to one knee. Defeated. Chapter 56, The Choice. Silence. Ethan stood over him. Just like before. But this time, everything was different. Kale laughed weakly. Go on. Finish it. Ethan didn't move. No. Kale's smile faded. What? I'm not you. A pause. Then Ethan extended his hand. Fight with me instead. Chapter 57, The Broken Man. Kale stared at him. For a long time. You're serious? Yeah. After everything I've done. Ethan didn't hesitate. Yeah. Silence stretched. Then, Kale exhaled. You're insane. Ethan shrugged. Probably. Kale looked at his hand. Then, took it. Chapter 58, Anuel. The system activated. Unique event triggered. Villain conversion, success. New ally acquired, Kale Varin. Lyra was quiet. Vera observant. Soli's excited. New friend. Kale sighed. I'm going to regret this. Chapter 59, The Fallen Power. With Kale's defeat, something unexpected happened. The Void Dragon's power didn't vanish. It condensed, shrinking, focusing, until an egg formed. Dark, cracked with violet energy. Ethan stepped forward. Another one. Kale stared at it. That's mine. The system confirmed. Item acquired, Void Dragon Egg. Status, unstable. Condition, can be purified or evolved. Ethan looked at Kale. Your call. Kale hesitated. Then, we don't destroy it. We fix it. Chapter 60, Rebirth of the Void. The egg hatched that same night. But not violently. Not destructively. Slowly. Controlled. A small dragon emerged. Dark but not empty. Its eyes, Clear. Aware. Not consumed by void. Kale stared. It's different. Ethan smiled slightly. Yeah. Chapter 61. A New Beginning. The dragon looked between them, then spoke softly. Are we starting over? Kale froze. Ethan answered. Yeah. We are. Chapter 62. Gathering Strength. Now everything had changed. Ethan had multiple sovereign dragons, dragon realm allies, a former enemy turned ally, 4 bonded dragons, and growing, 2 dragon forms mastered, a system still evolving. And the war. It wasn't over. It was just beginning. Chapter 63. The True Threat. Far beyond both realms, something ancient stirred. Watching. Waiting. A voice echoed through nothingness. The sovereign has awakened. A pause. Prepare the end. Chapter 64. The Calm Before the Final Storm. Ethan stood with his allies. Dragons. Friends. Former enemies. Family. This is getting bigger than I thought. Lyra smiled faintly. It always was. Solis cheered. More adventure. Vera added. And more danger. Kale sighed. Great. Ethan smiled. Good. Reborn as the dragon Tamer. Part VI. Light Beyond the Void. Chapter 65. The Shadow Beyond Realms. Peace didn't last. It never did. Ethan felt it before anyone spoke. A pressure. Not like Kale's void. Not like dragon energy. Something older. He stood at the edge of the dragon realm, staring into the shifting sky. This isn't normal. Seraphine appeared beside him, her golden eyes dimmed. No. It is not. Kale stepped forward, unusually quiet. That feeling. It's worse than when I lost control. Lyra's voice turned sharp. Then we prepare. Chapter 66. Evolution Beyond Sovereign. The system activated violently. Final evolution phase initiated. New forms available. Ethan steadied himself. What now? Form unlocked. Void dragon form. Type, controlled annihilation. Duration, 2 hours. Cooldown, 7 days. Form unlocked. Light dragon form. Type, restoration/healing/purification. Duration, 2 hours. Cooldown, 7 days. Ethan exhaled slowly. So I can destroy. And heal. Seraphine smiled faintly. Balance. Kale looked at him. Don't mess that up. Chapter 67. The First Test of Light. They didn't wait long to test it. A region near Valorous had been hit. Not destroyed. Corrupted. The land itself rotted. People were alive. But fatting. Ethan stepped forward. All right. Light dragon form, Asitaviatidi. Golden light erupted around him. Wings of radiant energy spread wide. His body shimmered like living sunlight. The air softened. Warmth replaced fear. Ethan raised his hand. And the corruption stopped. Then reversed. People gasped. Cried. Fell to their knees. It's gone. We're saved. Ethan lowered his hand slowly. Yeah. I can fix things too. Chapter 68. The Void Within Control. Next came the opposite. A tier in space opened beyond the northern lands. Unstable. Dangerous. Spreading. Kale stood beside Ethan. That's what I used to be. Ethan nodded. Not anymore. Void dragon form, Asitaviatid. Darkness wrapped around him. But it wasn't chaotic. It was controlled. Focused. Silent. Ethan stepped into the tier. and consumed it. Not violently. Not destructively. He erased it. Clean. Perfect. Cale stared. You're doing what I couldn't. Ethan glanced at him. You could now. Chapter 69. The true enemy arrives. Then, it came. Not from Ethros. Not from the dragon realm. From beyond. The sky split. Reality tore open. And something stepped through. A being made of fractured light and endless darkness. Not a dragon. Not human. Something else. You were not meant to awaken. Ethan stepped forward. And you weren't invited. Chapter 70. War Beyond Existence. The battle wasn't like the others. It wasn't physical. It was reality itself bending. Ethan cycled through forms. Storm. Ice. Void. Light. Each one pushing him further. Each one barely enough. His allies fought beside him. Lyra's flames roared. Vera froze entire fragments of space. Solis exploded with power beyond anything seen before. Cale stood beside Ethan. Guess I'm not running this time. Ethan smirked. Good. Chapter 71. The breaking point. Even with everything, it wasn't enough. The entity didn't weaken. Didn't slow. Didn't stop. Ethan hit the ground hard, breathing heavily. Okay. Now I'm annoyed. Solis floated in front of him, unusually quiet. We can win. Vera added. But not like this. Lyra. You must combine everything. Cale stepped forward. Then do it. Chapter 72. The final form. The system surged one last time. Ultimate condition met. All dragon bonds synchronized. Ethan stood. All right. Let's end this. Light. Void. Ice. Storm. Fire. Chaos. All merged. Not fighting. Not clashing. Becoming one. Ethan transformed. Into something beyond dragons. A true sovereign. Chapter 73. End of the Beyond. The final clash lasted seconds, but felt eternal. Ethan moved once, and everything aligned. The entity shattered. Not destroyed. Not erased. But undone. Balance restored. Silence. Chapter 74. After the war. The world stabilized. The sky healed. The pressure vanished. Ethan returned to human form slowly. Okay. That was a lot. Solis cheered again. We won. Lyra smiled. We did. Cale looked at his hands. It's over. Chapter 75. A different ending. Cale didn't stay. Not this time. He stood with Ethan at the edge of Valorous. I think I know where I need to go. Ethan nodded. Yeah. Cale hesitated. Thanks. Ethan smirked slightly. Don't mention it. Chapter 76. Home. Cale walked up the familiar path slowly. The house looked the same. Small. Warm. Alive. He hesitated. Then knocked. The door opened. His mother froze. Cale. His father stepped forward. Son. 3 smaller figures rushed in behind them. Big brother. Cale's voice broke. Yeah. I'm home. They ran to him. Tears. Laughter. Relief. They held him like they never wanted to let go. Chapter 77. The one who saved him. Later. Ethan visited. Quietly. Awkwardly. Cale's family stood in front of him. Eyes red. Smiling. Grateful. His mother stepped forward first. And bowed. Thank you. His father followed. You brought our son back. The siblings hugged Cale tighter. You saved him. Ethan rubbed the back of his neck. He saved himself too. Cale shook his head slightly. Not without you. Silence. Warm. Real. Chapter 78, A World at Peace. Time passed. Ethan didn't become a king. Didn't need to. He walked between worlds. Dragon Realm. Ethros. Wherever he was needed. With Lyra. With Vera. With Solis. With allies. With family, not by blood but by choice. Epilogue, the sovereign who chose. Ethan stood on a cliff once more. Just like before. But everything had changed. Not bad, he said. Lyra smiled. You've come far. Solis yelled. Best story ever. Vera added quietly. And not the end. Ethan looked out over both worlds. Peaceful. Alive. Balanced. Yeah. I think I'll stick around. The end.